Welcome to Martial Mastery Media, the channel where authentic martial arts systems, legendary masters, and warrior traditions are explored in deep, documentary-level detail. In today's episode, we step into the powerful and uncompromising world of Koryū martial arts, the classical warrior schools of Japan, forged in the realities of feudal combat, long before modern belts, tournaments, or sport competition existed. These were not systems created for entertainment or points. They were complete disciplines of battlefield survival, weapon mastery, strategy, mental conditioning, and moral responsibility. Before we begin, subscribe to Martial Mastery Media and hit that notification bell so you will never miss an episode. Smash the like button and share this video with your friends, family, and fellow martial artists. Your support helps us grow and continue preserving authentic martial knowledge. Thank you for being a part of our community. Be sure to check out our huge catalog of martial arts videos covering techniques, history, legendary masters, combat philosophy, and warrior traditions. And don't forget to explore our two other YouTube channels. Galactic Secrets, where we dive into space, science, and cosmic mysteries, and Myths Through Time, where we explore ancient legends, warrior cultures, gods, and lost civilizations. 1. The meaning of Koryū, the old schools of the warrior class. The term Koryū, Gulyu, often translated as old school or ancient tradition, carries with it the weight of centuries of Japanese martial history. It specifically refers to martial systems that were established before 1868, the pivotal year of the Meiji Restoration, a sweeping political and cultural revolution that ended Japan's feudal system and transitioned the country into a modern nation-state. This date is not just a historical marker. It symbolizes the official end of the samurai era, a time when the warrior class held social, political, and military authority. Any martial system founded before this era is considered Koryū, born out of necessity in a world where combat was a matter of survival rather than sport. Unlike modern martial arts, which often focus on fitness, competition, or personal growth, Koryū were serious, formalized military disciplines. They were crafted by and for samurai, designed to be functional tools of war rather than recreational pastimes. Many Koryū were tied to specific clans, domains, or lords, functioning as strategic assets. Knowledge of a clan's techniques could tip the balance of a battle, making secrecy essential. Transmission of the art was often highly selective, limited to trusted family members, retainers, or chosen disciples. A true Koryū was comprehensive. It was not a single weapon school or a narrow set of techniques. Instead, it represented a complete combat science. A single school might encompass Kenjutsu, swordsmanship, Iai-jutsu, quick-draw sword techniques, Sojutsu, spear fighting, Naginata jutsu, polearm combat, Bojutsu, staff techniques, Kyujutsu, archery, Tantojutsu, dagger work, and Ju-jitsu, grappling, often alongside battlefield strategy, formation tactics, and command principles. The aim was to prepare warriors for the unpredictable chaos of battle, whether on muddy fields, narrow castle corridors, or horseback in full armor, and against opponents who were often equally skilled. Studying Koryū is therefore studying the very architecture of Japanese martial thought. It is a window into a society where martial skill was inseparable from honor, duty, and survival. 2. Battlefield origins, forged in the fires of the Sengoku Jidai. The Sengoku Jidai, or Warring States period, was Japan's most turbulent era, stretching from the mid-15th to the early 17th century. Feudal lords, known as daimyo, constantly vied for dominance. Alliances were temporary, betrayals frequent, and battles could erupt at any moment. It was in this environment of perpetual warfare that Koryū were forged and refined through the grueling reality of combat. Some of the most famous Koryū emerged during this era. Tenshin Shoden Katori Shinto Ryu, for example, is regarded as one of the oldest surviving martial traditions in Japan. It was a complete battlefield system, preserving techniques for long weapons, swords, and strategic movement. Its kata encoded centuries of experience, teaching warriors how to maneuver, attack, and defend in coordinated and unpredictable scenarios. Similarly, Koryū, one of the earliest known Jiu-jitsu systems, focused on grappling techniques specifically designed for armored combat. When wearing heavy armor, strikes alone were often ineffective. Warriors needed to control joints, destabilize balance, and exploit the weak points in armor. Throws, locks, and close-quarter tactics became essential, complementing the use of swords or spears. A key principle of Koryū was fluidity in combat. Weapons were used pragmatically. A spear might be discarded as the opponent closed in, a sword drawn, a dagger readied, and if all else failed, grappling techniques deployed. Warriors were trained to read terrain, anticipate enemy movement, and adapt instantly, blending strategy and psychology with raw technique. Combat in this period was neither romantic nor staged. It was sudden, chaotic, and brutal. Each kata, each technique preserved in Koryū, carries the hard-earned lessons of real bloodshed, making these systems profoundly practical rather than theoretical exercises. 3. Transmission, scrolls, and the responsibility of lineage. Koryū traditions were preserved not through federations or formalized belt systems, but through personal mentorship and intimate transmission. The bond between teacher and student was sacred, built on loyalty, trust, and lifelong commitment. Progression was indicated by licenses rather than colored belts. Students might advance through stages such as Shoden, initial transmission, Chuden, intermediate, and Okuden, inner teachings. The pinnacle of recognition, Menkyo Kaiden, signified full mastery, encompassing technical skills, philosophy, strategy, and ethical principles. Knowledge was recorded in Densho, handwritten scrolls passed down through generations. These were not mere instruction manuals. They were repositories of wisdom, encoding technical methods, ethical conduct, symbolic meaning, and strategic thought. Interpretation often required guidance from a master, highlighting the intertwined nature of practice and instruction. Receiving full transmission was not merely an honor, it was a responsibility. Practitioners became custodians of a living history, entrusted to preserve the system authentically. This careful stewardship ensured Koryū survived centuries of social upheaval with its integrity intact. 4. The Meiji Restoration, Crisis and Survival. The Meiji Restoration of 1868 brought sweeping modernization. The samurai class was abolished, sword carrying was restricted, and Western-style armies replaced traditional feudal militias. Martial systems tied to the old order suddenly lost their battlefield relevance. Many Koryū declined or vanished entirely. Yet some masters refused to let their arts die. They quietly continued teaching small, dedicated groups, often in private homes or secret dojos. These efforts were acts of preservation, not profit. Because of this devotion, a number of Koryū traditions survive today, often lineage-based and intimate, maintaining techniques and philosophies unchanged for hundreds of years. They are living time capsules, connecting modern practitioners to Japan's pre-modern warrior world. 5. Influence on modern martial arts, from battlefield to dojo. As Japan modernized, classical systems evolved into modern Budo, arts adapted for education, discipline, and cultural preservation. Judo, developed by Jigoro Kano, emerged from older Jiu-jitsu systems. Kano removed the most dangerous techniques, emphasizing pedagogy and safe practice, creating a system suitable for schools and international competition. Aikido, developed by Morihei Ueshiba, drew from multiple classical systems, but focused on harmony, spiritual development, and redirection rather than direct confrontation. Kendo modernized Kenjutsu, employing protective gear and bamboo swords to allow sparring while retaining principles like distance, mai, awareness, zanshin, and psychological focus, fudoshin. Despite these modernizations, the core principles of Koryū, structured training, etiquette, hierarchical respect, tactical thinking, and disciplined mindset, continue to inform martial practice worldwide. Millions unknowingly carry forward techniques and philosophies, rooted in centuries-old battlefield experience. 6. Global cultural impact. Cinema, gaming, and the samurai archetype. Koryū has left an indelible mark on global media and culture. The disciplined, ethical warrior archetype owes much to these traditions. Director Akira Kurosawa revolutionized cinematic combat in Seven Samurai, portraying realistic swordplay grounded in historical martial methods. Films like The Last Samurai brought samurai philosophy and tactics to Western audiences, blending historical accuracy with dramatic storytelling. Video games, such as Ghost of Tsushima, faithfully replicate kenjutsu stances, sword techniques, and strategic combat principles derived from preserved traditions. Even anime, action choreography, and martial arts films borrow from Koryū. Poised stances, controlled breathing, decisive strikes, and ritualized duels are all drawn from centuries of warrior practice. These portrayals, while stylized, reflect the authentic roots of Japanese martial tradition. 7. Philosophy, the warrior mind beyond technique. At the heart of Koryū lies a philosophical system as rigorous as its physical techniques. Training develops mental resilience, ethical awareness, and emotional control. Kata are not mere forms. They are combat scenarios encoded into movement, teaching perception, timing, and intention. Repetition builds muscle memory, but also patience, focus, and the ability to act decisively under pressure. The warrior is taught humility, discipline, and loyalty. Success is measured not by defeating opponents, but by maintaining composure in the face of danger and cultivating character worthy of responsibility. Koryū reminds practitioners that martial arts were and always have been a path of self-mastery and ethical development. 8. Final words, carrying the legacy forward. Koryū represents living history, a continuous thread connecting modern martial artists to the warriors of feudal Japan. Their influence shapes not only contemporary martial arts but also cinema, literature, gaming, and the global imagination of the samurai. These systems remind us that martial arts began as systems of survival, discipline, and ethical development, not entertainment. Respecting and studying Koryū is a way of honoring a legacy of knowledge, character, and strategic wisdom. For those committed to authentic martial arts study, the path is clear: preserve, practice, and understand. The warrior spirit is not lost. It lives on, in the techniques, in the teachings, and in the hearts of those who choose to follow it. 9. Call to action. Join the martial mastery community. If you love authentic martial arts history and legendary warriors, subscribe to Martial Mastery Media and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Like, share, and comment. Your support helps us preserve the legacy of these incredible martial arts. Thank you for being part of our community. Check out our other channels: Galactic Secrets, Space, Ancient Mysteries, and Cosmic Knowledge; Myths Through Time, Ancient Legends, Gods, and Warrior Cultures. Explore our martial arts videos covering masters, techniques, kata, and history, and join our community of passionate martial artists.